I invite you to the thought experiment. If it could be shown to you that the figure of the Nazarene was in fact, as we believe, entirely mythical, as was the figure of his mother, as was the figure of Vishnu, as was the revelation supposedly given to the illiterate Arabian merchants, peasants,
Hitchens had a real problem with illiterate people and peasants.
Muhammad, as was the existence of Moses and the legend of the Exodus. If all of this can be shown as it can be, to be an entirely man-made legend.
It can be shown, he says, definitively, to be an entirely man-made legend. How can a thing like that be demonstrated? Hitchens is all about proof, and yet he boldly asserts, as do all atheists, assertions without proof.
Would you really look at your neighbor differently? Are you telling me, or are you willing to be told that it would be true of yourself that you would then become a thief, that you would then become a liar, that you would then not condemn a right, that you would then have no knowledge of the difference between a right action and a wicked one? I don't think there's anyone in this room who could be so abject, so wanting in self-respect, so masochistic, so subject, so servile, as to believe any such thing.
This is more straw man argumentation. The argument is not that without God you can have no morals. The argument is, without God, what is your basis for morality? If you ask me if stealing is wrong, I say yes. You ask me why, I say because the Creator said it is wrong. I ask a naturalist or an atheist if stealing is wrong. They say yes. I ask them why. All I get is crickets. The reason I get crickets is because the only answer to that question for them is this: morality is subjective, not objective. So what they're basically saying is it's wrong because we believe it's wrong. But that's circular logic. They're saying it's wrong because it's wrong. The only logical answer to the question from a naturalistic framework is this. I ask them, is stealing wrong? They say no. I say, why is stealing not wrong? They say, because nothing is wrong. That is the only logical argument from a naturalistic or an atheistic framework.